Good morning, fourth graders. I wanted to remind you to choose kind, share a smile with someone today, offer to help them do something. That'd be a nice thing to do. I had a busy weekend. I've been working on the chicken coop. It's getting close to being finished, which is good because the chicks are arriving the first week of May, so I'm getting excited about that. I want to let you know that if you have internet access, I'm going to be sending an email link for our Pearson SuccessNet books, where you can read your books and also take your weekly assessments so you don't have to do the paper copy. Let me know how this works for you. The story this week is Encyclopedia Brown, so look for that coming up soon. Also, on Wednesday, we're going to have a Zoom class meeting. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. You can join by phone if you don't have a computer. I'll send an email with the invitation today or tomorrow, so be looking for that as well. Your new assignments will be on the website starting today. Remember that last week's assignment is due this Friday. The assignment that you're getting this week will be due next Friday, and so on. Hopefully that's clear. I have another story I want to read to you today. It's called Something Fishy, and it has 4 amazing words I want you to listen for. The first word is disputes. Repeat after me. Disputes, counsel, damage, and justice. This is a story about a buyer and a seller at a market, and they have a little bit of a dispute. Let's see if we can figure out what that means. Something fishy. Long ago, in the city of Antigua, Guatemala, there lived a poor traveler by the name of Juan Rios. He arrived in the great city like many travelers before him, hungry and tired, but filled with hope. With but a few coins in his pocket, he headed to the market to enjoy nothing more than a bowl of beans and a few tortillas. As Juan sat on a crate eating his beans, he smelled the most delicious aroma of fried fish coming from the fish seller's stall. Juan leaned back, closed his eyes, and traveled back to his boyhood village and the memory of fishing with his father. He remembered how he and his father would fill their canoe with fat fish that flopped around inside the boat. Later, his mother would spend the afternoon frying the fish, enough to fill the bellies of all his brothers and sisters. Suddenly, someone kicking at his leg pulled Juan from his daydream. He opened his eyes to see the fish seller standing over him, his hands on his hips, his brows arched in anger. For several moments, he stared at Juan before he said, "You owe me 1 silver coin." "Excuse me?" Juan said, trying to make sense of this request. "You owe me 1 silver coin," he shouted. Juan was at a loss for words. Had he done something wrong? "Excuse me, sir," Juan said, "but I am only eating a bowl of beans, which I paid for with my own money." "Yes, I can see that," replied the fish seller. "But you've been sampling the smells of my fish as you sat here, have you not?" "Well, yes," Juan stammered, but nothing. You owe me a silver coin for the fish you've been smelling. The 2 men argued for some time before it was decided by some observers that they should take their case to Don Miguel, a wise and trusted judge who settled disputes at the market. Don Miguel had a court set up at the back of the market. Over the years, Don Miguel and an appointed counsel had helped settle many disputes between buyers and sellers at the market. Everything from damage to goods or prices that were too high. The 2 men went before Don Miguel and each took a turn arguing his side of the story. Don Miguel listened patiently, his lips pursed as he twisted one end of his mustache with his fingers. Finally, Don Miguel said to Juan, "Sir, you did indeed enjoy the smells of this man's fish, did you not?" "Well, yes," Juan said, "I did, Don Miguel, but..." The fish seller smiled with delight at this reply, as he predicted justice leaning in his favor. Don Miguel then turned to the fish seller and asked, "How much does one of your best fish cost?" "1 silver coin," the fish seller quickly replied. The market judge looked sternly at Juan and said, "This is how you shall repay the fish seller. Please follow me outside." The fish seller and Juan followed Don Miguel outside. Juan with downcast eyes, and the fish seller with a look of righteous pride. The judge then said to Juan, "Do you have a silver coin?" "Why, yes, Don Miguel, but it is all that I have to my name." The judge looked kindly on Juan and said, "Would you be so kind as to hold your coin up in the air for all of us to see?" Juan reached into his pocket and pulled out the last of his money. Don Miguel then cleared his throat and said, "If the price of a fish is a silver coin, then the price of a smell of a fish is just a shadow of a silver coin." The judge then turned to the fish seller and said, "Please take the shadow that the coin casts." And that is how Juan Rios found hope and justice in the great city of Antigua. Hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you were listening for those amazing words. I look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Have a great week. Bye for now, Mr. Conger.